Hello everyone, and welcome once again to Let's Play Morrowind. We're out properly adventuring, exploring dungeons and tombs and whatnot. Here we are in the Sarys Ancestral tomb, and you may notice there's a gap in the floor straight ahead of us here. You are hearing ancestor ghosts, so it's a good thing I have an enchanted weapon, because they, along with certain other varieties of undead and Daedra, are immune to normal weapons. Someone did point out that I was losing on spear experience because of the enchantment proccing, and that's true. I'd rather have a silver spear probably than anything else, but with that said, I would rather carry one weapon that's able to handle anything I run into, and this fits that bill. So here's your first ancestor ghost. Let's deal with him. I was going to say, I believe we are now within one hit of having him handled. And sure enough, there he goes. We will refrain from disposing of the corpse. I will note that although we got some attribute drain, it wasn't damage, it was drain, so we're fine as soon as the fight ends. We can repair now, and I intend to do so. Off screen, of course. We can't rest because enemies are nearby. That's alright. Let me let me retreat to the top of the tomb after simply pointing out that this is where that hole in the floor dumps us, if we come that far. And we can loop all the way back around past a trapped wooden door to get to the same place. So no real worries. 20 acrobatics is probably not enough to clear that jump, but I don't particularly care. Let me see, we got some potions here. Frost shield, fortify personality, fire resistance, a few goodies in a cloth sack, nothing too spectacular. And here is a new book, not a skill book, called the Book of Rest and Endings. Nonetheless, I can take it off my book list and we can read it right quick. What little there is. The pages of the Book of Rest and Endings are filled with obscure bits of cult mumbo-jumbo. The ritual for ending of Wrathmen, from 50 fathers frozen in slave past, rip from the wraith loom, sunder the life weave, lock tight in earth grip, hold firm in grave fast. Whatever the fuck all that means. Anyway, let me retreat to a distance where I can rest. We should be safe in an interior cell from being interrupted. And I do also need to repair my Viper Skewer, so I'll be right back. Good thing I off-screened. It took a remarkably long time to get that single successful repair done. Nonetheless, let's now head down here. Here's a Shrine of St. Veloth, where we can make a donation of 35 gold to receive a blessing. I don't need any blessings right now, but let's see what's available. We can cure disease, we can cure blight, we can cure poison. Veloth's in Alchemy Restoration will restore all of our attributes, except some of it got absorbed, assuming they've been damaged. And I think Veloth's Indwelling will fortify our magicka by 10 points. And is there anything else? No, I think that's it. For some amount of time. It's nothing we need now, but good to know that's available if we need it. Means I don't have to be particularly worried about, say, getting cursed by a bonewalker. There's a shrine right there that can fix it. Ah, a trapped wooden door. Our first chance to use that probe we've had for so long. Disarming traps is pretty easy, always, because they don't have a level. But for whatever reason, it also gives you more security experience than picking locks does, no matter their level. Go figure. What do we have in here? Another Ancestor Ghost. You just do what you're gonna do, Skippy. Alright, we are out of combat now. And we'll take that ectoplasm. Make sure our attributes are okay. And it's time for another repair and rest. I'll loot the room I'm in first. We've got an urn full of bone meal. 2 more urns, also typically full of bone meal and nothing else. Got some moon sugar, some salt rice. There's usually nothing in the actual ash piles, so you don't ordinarily have to worry about that. We do have a small chest here, which is trapped, and therefore worth a spot of security experience. Something we always want. And like I said, traps are easy enough to disarm that, although it's being rather stubborn this time, we shouldn't have to scum too long to get it done. But since it is being difficult, I'll off-screen this, as well as repairing and resting. So I will see you in a few moments when all that is said and done. And we're back, and wouldn't you know it, that single spear repair raised armor to 9, and, of course, I disarmed the trap on my very next try, and that raised security to 13. In here we have a common ring. A little bit lame, but that happens. It's all good. Let's head down here now. And let's pick left or right. It actually looks like they head into the same room, so it shouldn't matter too much. Let's sneak for the moment. Just because I am fairly sure this room is occupied. Sure enough, there's our first bonewalker. What the hell? Did I just miss the fact that that was trapped? Probably did. Yep. Let's disarm that trap as well. And, yeah, you never want to miss the opportunity for security experience. As it's one of the... I guess it technically is grindable if you are really dedicated and you want to cast lock spells on things, but... the reality is, raising the security skill depends on the presence of traps and locks to disarm. And you don't ever, ever want to forego experience when you can get it. So, let's do this. Okay, come on. Oh God, I swear. Every freaking time, it's the same thing. I think, oh, I don't need to go off screen this time. Well, I tell you what, we'll open it from the other side. Bonewalkers are a real threat in that they can cause disease and they can curse you with attribute damage, which will permanently lower attributes until you get them healed with a restore attribute effect from a shrine or a potion or a spell. They're also just tough. But, so we need to be very, very careful dealing with them. Looks like there's also a ghost in this room that I somehow missed. Where the hell was he? Probably behind the door right after I opened it. What do you think? Anyway, there we disarmed that trap. Alright, let me get a better sit rep. I mean, clearly there's a ghost in the room. The question is, where the hell did he come from? I don't fucking see him. Where the hell did he come from? And there he is. Does he spawn in behind us? I guess that must be it. Interesting. Anyway, fuck you, my friend. I know how to deal with you. I guess he spawns in behind you. How crazy. Anyway, he's dealt with now. So now, same thing. Repair and rest, and then we'll go in there to the freshly disarmed door and deal with the bonewalker. And repairing does consistently take long enough that I'm going off screen, so I'll see you in a bit. Alright, we're back. Fully repaired, rested, healed, ready to go. Alright, let's deal with that bonewalker. Let my fatigue recover first. I'm not your friend, buddy. I'm not your buddy, guy. Alright, I think the next hit's gonna kill him. And I think the next hit's gonna kill me. So, we see here 3 bone meal and an empty lesser soul gem. That's huge. Now let's see. No attribute damage. Go figure. It's not unheard of, but fairly rare for fighting bonewalkers, so let's loot this room. Heather, crab meat. Don't be alarmed by the voices of the dead. They usually don't give a shit. An ash yam. And a small chest with a common ring. Alright. Once again, repair and rest to be done off screen, then we'll proceed. And we are set. Let's head through to the next room. Should probably pop into stealth mode before we do. Always check behind the door when you do something like this. Looks like the final room is at least starting out more or less empty. Let's loot the urns. Check the ash pile. There's an ampoule pod. There is a black lichen. There's a small chest with a common amulet inside. And there's a level 10 locked trapped chest. See how easily that trap disarmed? Come on, team. Let's try and pick this lock without having to off screen, because... yeah, see, there we go. Not too bad. Not too bad. And all that's in there is a Netch leather left gauntlet. Go figure. That's it for this tomb. Not a whole lot going on inside, obviously. It's, I suppose, more of an introduction to tomb levels than anything else. Well, that's okay. Sometimes you need an introduction. Let's roll out of here. Let's go ahead and go back to Satanine. Still avoiding fights as we can. Certainly preferable to fighting. It looks like the slaughterfish have stayed dead, for which I am grateful. Okay. Very good. Now that tomb is my next target. So despite having avoided it up until now, we are certainly going to have to fight that cliff racer in order to get in there. But that's not a big deal. In the meantime, we've got a nice slew of critters out here that are pretty easy to avoid. I'm especially enamored of the scrib. Non-hostile, which is wonderful. Just avoid proximity triggering the mud crab. And we should be all set. Alrighty. Back to Fargoth's house. Our temporary base. So, what do we have? Well, in light of our empty soul gem, we're going to want to fill it the first chance we get. So we do want to bring a scroll of Figgy's gem feeder with us. Repair prongs can... repair tools, I'm doing fine. Most of this is for sale. The few things that aren't are alchemy ingredients. So, let's add our comberry and our ash yam to the existing stashes. Everything else is fine. So, let's do a quick alchemy session, which of course I'll still do off-screen, because, well, no I won't. I think I need to show you exactly what I do. And it's, when I'm grinding for maximum skill gain. So, hit the hotkey, come into here. The first step for me is to see what I have the most of. So right now, that would be bone meal. Then, I see if it's compatible in any way with whatever I have the second most of. In this case, a luminous rusula. And yes, it is. It'll make a potion of drain fatigue, which is fine. I'm just going to sell these anyway. So I create that potion, and then I more or less repeat that process until I get all the way through the ingredient list. So it's still bone meal and rusula, and they are still compatible. It is going to be bone meal and rusula until something drops to 8. So let's make a few more of those. Never want to waste ingredients. Like that. So, you get the gist. I'm going to try to carry it through to my first ingredient switch, though. Come on, don't do this to me now. This is the last one. Alright. So now, I still have more bone meal than anything else at 9. But I now have 2 8 stacks, so let's see if it's compatible with hound meat. It's not, so we make another rusula potion instead. Once you see one of these, I suppose I could do all the rest off screen, because you'll know exactly what's happening. Oh, come on now. We go bone meal, we go rusula, makes a potion. Alright, so see now we have 8 bone meal and 8 hound meat, so I'll still grab a bone meal, but now we've got multiple stacks of 7. Let's see if bone meal can do anything with Bungler's Bane. It doesn't. I know it doesn't pair with hound meat, so I'll make another rusula potion. Now, suddenly bone meal is no longer my most common ingredient. Hound meat is. Let's grab hound meat. I already know it doesn't pair with bone meal. Let's see if it pairs with any of the other 7s, like Bungler's Bane. No. Does it pair with... well, those are the only 7s. Let's see if hound meat pairs with rusula. No. Do I have any 5s? I do. Scales. But that doesn't pair either. What's next? Ectoplasm. I have 3. Those don't pair. Next would be any 2s. I only have one of those, Heather, and it doesn't pair. So now I'll start going through my singles. Doesn't pair with Ampoule Pod, doesn't pair with Bittergreen Petals, doesn't pair with Black Lichen. It does pair with Crab Meat. So Hound Meat and Crab Meat is my next potion. So let me do that. This is what I've been doing off screen every time, by the way. It's just my failure rate is now low enough. I think I can show it to you without it being brutally painful. We got Bone Meal. We already know it doesn't pair with Bungler's Bane or with Hound Meat, but it does pair with Rusula. Now, I think Bungler's Bane is my most common. I already know it doesn't go with Bone Meal, nor with Hound Meat. Does it go with Rusula? No. Does it go with Scales? No. Does it go with Ectoplasm? Yes. So Bungler's Bane and Ectoplasm will be next. There we go. Now my next 7 is Hound Meat again. I already know it does not go with Bone Meal, Bungler's Bane, or Rusula, or Ectoplasm, or Heather, or Scales. So I got all the way up to Crab Meat last time, so we got to go all the way over here. Does it pair with Moon Sugar? No. Does it pair with Salt Rice? Yes. So Hound Meat and Salt Rice will be my next potion. Oh, come on, team. I feel all gypped when I fail more than twice in a row, but I still have a 49% chance of failing to make a potion. It's like, I shouldn't be that surprised when it happens. Anyway, at this point I think you get the idea. So, I'll do the rest of this off screen and see you when it's over. Alright, we're back. I was able to use all but 1 Rusula, 1 Scales, and 1 Scrib Jelly, and I got Alchemy up to 42. So let's duck outside to go visit Ariel.
To what do I owe the honor, Altmer?
Now, there is something we need to test while we're in here. Let's allow my fatigue to recharge while I glance at this. Because we got a rank in security. So we may have another openable lock. Let's find out after we sell. All right, good. Let's roll upstairs.
If you need a good laugh or a tall tale, you've come to the right place.
Now, where did I put that?
What say you?
I will listen, Outlander.
If you want
Make it
something,
quick.
now's the time to talk. Anytime you're ready, just don't keep me waiting.
I will listen, Outlander, but make it quick.
This is a grand day. Greetings.
Trying to get everybody turned away from
Okay,
the
Time,
I'm
Outlander.
listening.
I haven't much time.
If I ever see that elf, he's in so much trouble.
All right. Mostly, I'm just trying to see if I can unlock this yet or not. If I can, it will certainly be an off-screen endeavor because it'll be a 1 in 100 chance. Yeah. And I can open it, so only if I use the Journeyman's pick, you'll notice. So I'm going to off-screen this because this is probably going to take quite some time before I get the
I'm a
lovely...
busy gal, so if you could hurry this up.
I
What's
will
this
listen,
about?
Outlander, but make it quick.
If you want something, now's the time to talk.
Quickly, Outlander.
Don't
I
stand
haven't
about
much
it.
time.
If you want something, now's the time to talk.
All right. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to off-screen this now because I think the
What's a girl gotta do to get some attention around here?
the odds are going to be about 1 in 100. So I will see you when this is done. Hey, howdy ho, it's fucking unlocked. Oh my god, it took forever. Let's do this. 28 gold.
Anytime
Well,
you're ready,
Go ahead,
just don't keep me
Speak,
waiting.
traveler.
It's not about the
This is a
gold.
grand day.
I'm waiting.
It's about the security experience, and we got that in spades. So that's perfect. So, now I'm actually already ready to head out toward
Anytime now.
my next target, which is the Fellis Ancestral Tomb. We won't have to go swimming this time, but it is guarded by a cliff racer. I will note as well that I didn't so rigidly adhere to the no failures allowed that time. I got it on my second try, so I burned 2 uses on my Journeyman's pick, because it occurred to me that since I'm not playing in Ironborn mode, I'm willing to spend money, especially on necessaries that restock, like thief tools and repair tools. I don't need to be so obsessed with conserving them, because I have tons of money, and if I am willing to buy them, I immediately go from a limited supply to an infinite supply, so there's really nothing to worry about. So, there you go. Some things are still so painfully slow, of course, that the resource use isn't the problem so much as, my god, it takes forever to succeed. As was the case with that even after I gave up on first try. So, that said, that Joker's unlocked. The Fellis Ancestral Tomb is next, and we are going to not only fight, but soul trap this cliff racer. Let's make that scroll our active magic, so we can get our first honest-to-God trapped soul in the gem. I got aqua critters after me. Trying to give that crab a wide berth. And now we'll deal with the cliff racer. So soul trapping in this game works pretty much just like all the others. We need to hit it with the soul trap spell and then kill it within 60 seconds. And if we accomplish that, we'll trap its soul inside that lesser gem we're carrying. Pretty straightforward. So, let's nail this motherfucker. Now, cliff racers are tough at level 1. So, let's not fuck around. As you can see, 2-shots me. So, let's just kill him. Oh, except I forgot the soul trap. It's usually decent practice to get him within 1 hit of dying, lay on the soul trap, and kill him. And there you see we have trapped a soul. Let's grab those racer plumes. Let me repair my Viper skewer right quick. 4 tries is a little much. It's all a balancing act. Like, do I feel compelled to get it on the first? No, but 6 is even worse. Well, here, let's give myself a bonus. Now, usually if you're unable to actually get off the ground, jumping like that will still not raise your acrobatics. That was mostly true. It did a tiny bit there, but that's okay. I want my fatigue down, so that's going to make this repair theoretically much easier. Took 5 tries that time. 2. Oh, look at me. just knowing that I can, knowing that I have a reasonable shot at it kind of makes me want to get it on the first try. Normally I'd off-screen this, but this is the final thing I'm doing before I end this video anyway, so. So there's a cliff racer. They are going to be the bane of our existence. They spawn so frequently. They have such incredible view distances. And they are too fast to run away from almost universally. Bethesda has come out and said they were so unbalanced that, in retrospect, they consider the proliferation of cliff racers on Vardenfell to be a glitch. That's why the whole bit with St. Jub driving the cliff racers from Vardenfell in the Dawnguard expansion to Skyrim is really an in-joke for people who suffered through the cliff racers in this game. Now, there are ways to deal with them that make them not so bad, especially once I'm not particularly worried about leveling in particular. Good God, game! I know it's just rolling a die every time, but sometimes I swear I just really, really think I'm being screwed with. Well, I tell you what's going to happen, because this is the last installment on this one. I am going to get this repair done, if it fucking kills me. Ah! There it is. Good. Then, I'm going to rest until healed. Shouldn't be a problem. Aw, a scrib. I don't like interruptions, though. What I really don't like is adding additional critters to the programmed game world population on top of what's already spawning and respawning. Now, we're going to head into Thelis Ancestral Tomb, and we are going to leave the video here. This has been Let's Play Morrowind. We tackled our first tomb. We're about to tackle our second, and although it was done off camera, we spent a hell of a long time unlocking a chest in a Reels trade house, all for the sake of 28 gold. Next time, we'll tackle this new tomb and see what else we can accomplish after we're done. Until then, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy my videos, please consider clicking an ad, liking, sharing, or subscribing, any or all of which really help me out. Regardless, please know that I really appreciate the time you spend watching, and I do hope you have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.